Good morning students. I hope you had gone through my last video in which we had discussed regarding practical chemistry, and now we are going to do identification of oxygen gas. So first question is here, how oxygen gas is liberated? How can we get it in laboratory? Students, whenever we are taking any heavy metal oxide or even metal nitrate, then after heating, means by thermal decomposition, we will get there in case of this metal oxide plus oxygen gas, or even sometime metal plus oxygen gas. For this, here I have given you two examples. Like first example is lead, red lead, and that is Pb3O4. After heating of this, we getting here lead oxide plus oxygen gas. At the same time, in case of mercury, mercury plus oxygen. And when we taking metal nitrate, then this is the typical reaction: metal oxide plus oxygen plus nitrogen dioxide gas. For this, I have chosen here copper nitrate. You can take any metal nitrate. Now, how can we identify that coming out gas must be oxygen? So, related to that, first point you will get here, the gas is coming out gas. The gas is colorless, odorless, and neutral to litmus. Okay. Now second point what you will get here, rekindles the glowing splinter. Rekindles the glowing splinter means like when you're taking the example of incense stick, and when you're burning and for using the puja purpose, again you're extinguishing, only the tip is glowing. When you will introduce that in the container where oxygen is, again it will get the flame. So rekindles the glowing flame. And third, get absorbed by means the gas absorbed in when passed through alkaline paragallol solution, then absorbed in alkaline paragallol solution, and this paragallol solution is actually colorless, then and turns the colorless solution to dark brown. This is all regarding oxygen gas. You can understand the evolution of oxygen gas by going through all this. Now next we are going to discuss regarding carbon dioxide. And when we will discuss carbon dioxide, then we should discuss also SO2 group together, because in exam generally question is coming difference between CO2 and SO2. How will you distinguish? By a chemical test. So we will do this together. So CO2 gas, very common gas, you know it. So how can we identify the coming out gas CO2 and how can we get it? First point you are getting here, when you will take a metal carbonate like CaCO3 or ZnCO3. When you will take any metal carbonate and you're going to heat it, then you will get metal oxide. Typical reaction, try to write by own children. You will get metal oxide plus a gas will come, that is CO2. At the same time, when you will take metal carbonate plus dilute HCl, here also you will get CaCl2 plus H2O, metallic salt, water and CO2 gas. And for this you have to take care balancing part, correct? So in both cases, now how can we identify the coming out gas must be carbon dioxide? So first is the gas. First point, the evolved gas, you write evolved, the evolved gas. First point is colorless, odorless and odorless. Okay, you can't say neutral to litmus. And second point, turns moist blue litmus to faint red, because it is slightly acidic in nature. That's why turning to faint red. Third point, very common, when passed through lime water. When passed through lime water, turns it milky. Turns it milky. For this here we will get one reaction and we are going to continue. This part will be continued. So see how. Turns it milky. Like how? CaOH whole twice plus CO2. Then due to formation of calcium carbonate which is insoluble in water, you will get milkiness. Now when passed in and in excess means when passed through lime water turns it milky, and when passed in excess then milkiness disappears. Milkiness disappears. How? See here, take the same reaction, CaCO3 plus H2O plus CO2. Now here you will get bicarbonate and this is soluble, and that is the reason milkiness get disappears. This is the reason why milkiness get disappears. Now the last point, and that is common for SO2 and CO2 both. The gas has no effect on KMnO4 as well as K2Cr2O7 solution. Means when this gas is passed through these two solutions, there is no effect. Okay students, now we will discuss regarding SO2 and there we will get the difference between these two. For SO2 we are going to take metal sulfide. We are going to take metal sulfide. So metal sulfide plus acid. Just change it, SO2. We will take SO2. For this metal sulfide plus dilute acid, then we will get metallic salt plus H2O plus SO2 gas. For example, take Na2SO3 plus dilute HCl. Here we will get salt NaCl plus water molecule plus SO2. Correct? How can we identify this gas now? So when the gas is going to get released, and if you will observe the color, again the color is colorless, but yes, having a smell. What kind of smell, children? Suffocating smell, that is known as smell of sulfur. So the evolved gas, first point is colorless. Second point, having a suffocating smell. Actually you can tell it as burning sulfur, but this is correct because sulfur we don't know. So suffocating smell. Third point, turns moist blue litmus to red, and here you will get one difference from CO2. And finally bleaches it. And the last point, from lime water turns lime water milky or turbid. So here you can take the reaction for lime water, CaOH whole twice plus SO2. What you will get here in return? CaSO3, which is insoluble and responsible for turbidity. And the last point, most important, with KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7. Regarding this, we will discuss in detail in next video. Just now I am just telling you, like CO2 having no effect, then SO2 having effect, because this KMnO4 is of pink color. So changes from pink to colorless due to when SO2 pass through, then changes from pink to colorless. And this is originally of orange color. So orange to green color. Orange to green color. Then SO2 pass through these two solution. We will discuss in detail in next video. Okay, children.